Hi, it's me again. Look, going up in the world. Not in a Daily Star or in the Sun today. I'm in the Telegraph and I found an article about the licence fee, shock horror, that I thought we could talk about because the author of this, Suzanne Moore, it says here, I've got a challenge for you. I've got a challenge for you at the end of this video, after I've had a bit of a rant about what you've got to say in this article. I've got a challenge for you. Let's have a look. So this is Suzanne Moore, and I long defended the BBC, but I can't justify the licence fee anymore. Yeah, I mean, a lot more people are coming round to thinking like that, aren't they? The whole conversation about BBC's funding and the licence fee model and what the BBC can do and everything, it's becoming more mainstream. More and more people are talking about it. It's not just weird people like me on the internet talking about it anymore, is it? With the whole media landscape is changing by the day, and it just makes the licence fee seem more and more old-fashioned and draconian every day. But people still need to get the information right. We're still not reaching enough people, and I know that by the first paragraph on here. Look, another day, another bill on the doormat, one that I usually pay without thinking too much about. It's the £159 for my TV licence. We have to pay for the BBC because they know if you have a telly box, you could get fined and imprisoned if you don't. And because of Sir David Attenborough. The argument for the licence fee always involves Attenborough. I know because I made this argument, but it no longer holds up. We all know that. In a multi-subscription world of Netflix, Now TV, YouTube, a fee was introduced in 1946 when the BBC was the only broadcaster, no longer makes sense. Well, let's have a look at that, because we have to pay for the BBC because they know if you have a telly box. It doesn't matter. It's not if you own a telly. So this has got to change. We've got to get this message out there more. And I know the BBC are doing everything they can to stop us getting the message out there more, because if more people knew it, they'd sell a lot less licences. But you can own a telly and not require a telly licence. It's based on what you use that telly to do, not if you own one. If you watch a record, anything that's been broadcast, use iPlayer, you need a licence. Netflix, Now TV, YouTube, as long as you're watching it all on demand, no licence is required. And because of Sir David Attenborough, the argument for the licence fee always involves Attenborough. Do you think if the BBC got defunded or the BBC closed down, you'd stop seeing Attenborough on the telly? The answer is no. And I know it for a fact. It's no. Because David Attenborough doesn't work for the BBC. He doesn't work for the bit of the BBC that you pay your licence fee to. He works for BBC Studios. And BBC Studios is a private company that commissions, makes and sells TV shows to broadcasters and streaming services all around the world. The BBC in the UK being just one of its many customers. That's how you know, because Attenborough's worked for Netflix. That was produced by BBC Studios, and all Attenborough stuff is sold all around the world. It's syndicated all around the world for profit because it comes out of BBC Studios. So if the BBC goes down, BBC Studios won't follow it. It's a private company. And they'll just sell Attenborough shows to somewhere else. Probably Netflix, probably Channel 4. Who cares? It doesn't matter because he's not going to go anywhere. I'm fed up with that argument about it. And this woman, she's laying in to the BBC saying, it's old-fashioned now, we don't need it, they've broken the news, all this is different, women, blah, blah, blah. But she's still at the very heart of her argument, at the very top of her piece. All the information's wrong. We've got to reach people better. You can own a telly without requiring a telly licence. The BBC cannot be all things to all men, but it is increasingly irrelevant to this woman, that's for sure. It does not have to cater to me personally, but I no longer want to pay this tax. Would I take out a subscription to the Beeb and value it more if I did? Yes, this is entirely possible. I don't know. Maybe she was just bored and she had to get some copy out because she was on. She'd just come up with something. But yeah, the problem with the licence fee, the way it's funded, is everybody feels like the BBC needs to cater to them. So the BBC can't take any risks or do anything new and innovative. It's got to play by the numbers. And by doing that, it's missing. And it's paying a lot of people off. You can't please all the people all the time. And because people believe they're stakeholders in the BBC by paying you directly, you have to please all the people all the time. It doesn't work. The licence fee does not work as a way of funding this broadcaster. It just doesn't. Would I take out a subscription to the Beeb and value it more if I did? Yes, this is entirely possible. Well, you have got a subscription to, that's what the license fee is. It's a subscription to the BBC. And you're not currently valuing it, judging by what you've written here. So why, if they asked you to pay voluntarily for a subscription, would that be any different? I don't know. All I know is, why don't you try cancel it, Suzanne Moore? I don't know who you are, actually. I challenge you, Suzanne Moore, to cancel your license fee legally. You know, just phone them up and say, I no longer want to watch a recording that's been broadcast or access BBC iPlayer. I challenge you, for a couple of months, cancel your license fee and see if you miss anything on the BBC. And then you can write an article telling people your experience and how you can have a TV and not need to pay for the license fee. That'd be a good article. What do you reckon about this? There's a lot of these articles. I like that there's more articles coming about. I just wish they got all the information straight, don't you? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video soon, whenever that will be. Ta-da.